Hello again. My name's Gregor, and just a week ago now, I had a right side lumbar microdiscectomy treat, right side sciatica that I'd had for a number of months. I'd already put together a video one day before the surgery to talk about my injury a bit more in detail, and now I was planning to do a video right after, like a day after surgery, but there was people around, and I'm quite glad I waited a little bit. So it's 7 days now, and I wanted to detail how the surgery went and how the recoveries went so far. Right up top, as I'm sure most people are most interested to know, I feel very, very good, and I think the surgeries went very well. The pain in my leg, which had been debilitating, is now gone. I don't have any pain in my leg now. Don't have any pain in my hip or in my glute. The only pain I have is at the surgical site. Obviously, they cut open my back, so it's going to hurt for a while. So I wanted to get that out of the way for anyone who's interested in that and that alone. But yeah, so I thought I'd talk about the surgery day first of all. So yeah, it was last week. In the morning, I went out early, and it was a day case surgery. So it was entirely planned for me to go in the morning and leave by the end of the day. And that's what happened as well. I went in the morning, got checked in just about 8 o'clock, and I was really pretty nervous. My heart rate when they were checking it was 90, 100. My blood pressure was a bit higher too, and it was mainly the anesthetic that I was worried about. I'd never had it before, and I was pretty nervous about that. It definitely peaked when I got wheeled through to the anesthetic room and I was lying down, and the anesthetic came in. The anesthesiologist came in with the anesthetic in the syringe, this weird white stuff, and I was like, oh god. And I could hear my heart beating because I was hooked up to, and it was going like the clappers. But yeah, I pretty much just was like, right, I need to do this. I'm just gonna put my head down, pretend I'm going to sleep, and I did go to sleep, and I woke up, I think like an hour and a half later in recovery, and I think the first thing I managed to mumble out was to go and tell my fiance that I was okay, which they did. Um, so yeah, so immediately afterwards, there was no pain. There was no pain at all afterwards, not even in my back. They asked what my pain level was, and I said zero, and that was what it was. It was zero. Obviously, that was because of the probably gave me some strong stuff during, but it was amazing. I was a bit sick from the general anesthetic. Like I said, never had it before, so I wasn't expecting it, but it wasn't too bad. They just gave me an antiemetic shot, and then I was fine after that. I got sent home, I guess, a couple of hours after I woke up. Um, your bladder and your digestive system is pretty sleepy as well after general anesthetic, so it takes you a while to go to the toilet in both ways. So they sent me home with sort of stuff to move your colon along, and said if I hadn't peed by 8 o'clock at night to get in touch because I should have by then, and I did. It just took a little while. Um, but yeah, I was home that night, and things were not hurting. I was walking around, and walking around was weird. I'd spent, I'd spent 7-ish months, 7-8 months walking in a specific way to prevent pain. So my head was immediately going down, like hunched along, and it still kind of wants to do that. I'm still sort of fighting that urge. So yeah, then I got home and I ate a whole bunch of lasagna, which was great because obviously I hadn't eaten before the surgery. And then, so they advise you to walk as much as you can. So what I've been doing each day is getting up, obviously doing some standing, and I'm basically marking my progress towards a nearby park in distance, and it's not a far distance. But I've just been building up just by sort of doors on my, on my street. And I've been doing that every day. Been wearing my compression stockings, to prevent DVT, that kind of thing. And obviously been very conscious about the way I'm moving and about what I'm doing. I'm still taking it very easy. I've still not picked up much of the housework. I'm not back to work yet either. Um, and I'm sort of, getting into bed carefully, and watching how much I'm bending over and so on, which you should all do. Everyone should be looking after their back, even if it's not injured. So, in terms of, so in terms of pain, like I say, leg pain, none. The back pain sort of spiked a bit, I think day 2 or 3 after surgery. I guess that's sort of when it was doing a lot of its healing and when the pain meds sort of ran out. I've been taking paracetamol and ibuprofen, so acetaminophen and ibuprofen, as well as I've been sort of slowly tampering down how much Neurontin, gabapentin that I was taking. So now I'm only on 2 gabapentin per day, whereas before I was on 4. And the pain sort of spiked in day 2. Even still, I'm saying there's back pain, but it's so much better than the leg pain. The leg pain was awful, and the back pain is like, this is clearly just an injury that's healing itself. So I don't mind it. Today it's been like a 2 or 3. It's really not bad. So it spiked there a couple of days after surgery to maybe like a 5. Wasn't bad though. Wasn't too bad. I've had the odd sort of twinge down my leg, and obviously anytime you feel something like that, you just immediately get a pang of anxiety. Everyone after the surgery, I think, has got that awful word reherniation on their mind. I did kind of think that I would be very paranoid about reherniation afterwards because they don't sew anything up in there. They don't sew your disc up or anything. It's still sort of open, and a lot of the movements we do could potentially blow it out again. But I was sick really soon after surgery. I've sneezed, I've coughed, I've probably already done movements that weren't optimal for my back, and I'm fine, and I'm not paranoid about it really at all. I think I'm of the mindset, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and I'll get it sorted. But I don't want to. I was already living my life so limited that I don't want to continue living a limited life in that way. So yeah, the main surprising thing from the recovery so far has just been not the pain. There's no pain issue. It's the fitness issue. I've been lying down, sort of disabled for like 7 months now, and I am so out of shape. It's insane. I get so out of breath going on these small walks, and my muscles in my legs get so tired so quickly. I was never a super. I was never even a slightly athletic person before, but I could walk. I could walk fair distances without concern. But even now, like standing is like an exercise in itself. Like standing for like half an hour is like sort of a workout. It gets me sweating. It's just all these muscles that just weren't getting used at all for so long. I looked at my step counter on my phone, and the last time I reached 6,000 steps in a day was August the 1st, and it's February the 21st now. So it's been a long time since I've been doing any sort of exercise. It doesn't make me feel sad or depressed. I know I'm getting stronger each day. Every day I take a walk, I'm getting a bit further. I'm feeling happier as well. So, yeah, I think that's about it for this update. I'll probably do another one in a few weeks, maybe a month after surgery, and I hope that the only update really is just going to be how the physical fitness is improved, and the pain is exactly where I want it to be. I would have this back pain for the rest of my life over that leg pain, so I'm happy with where it is right now. But yeah, thanks for listening to me waffle, and I'll see you again in about 3 weeks or so.